Hey guys, Kieran here with Young Men's Mentoring. I'm at a summer camp right now with a bunch of guys out of high school that are here working on themselves, doing fitness, out in nature. Tomorrow we're chopping a bunch of wood, stuff like that. And today I wanted to talk to you guys about, because the new school year is coming up for high school, and I just wanted to get into that a bit. I've obviously been through high school myself. I've worked as a youth worker in high schools, and high school can be fun, but it's also can be really challenging and a place where you're learning a lot about yourself. At this point, you're somewhere between 13 to 18 years old, and you don't have that much experience, but maybe you think you got a lot of experience because it's all you know. And I just wanted to share some wisdom with you to try and give you the best school year you can possibly have and get the most out of it this coming semester. So one thing to start off with is being cool in high school. Everyone wants to be, or most people want to be cool in high school. And just want to talk a bit about that. Our school system encourages you to fit in. When you're doing a test, generally, especially multiple choice, there's only one right answer. So you have to think a certain way. So it sort of tricks your brain into fitting in. So then, socially, when you're in high school, in class, at lunchtime, at recess, after school, before school, because your mind's being educated to fit in, you all of a sudden want to fit in with your peers. And what that can mean, doing what the basically the majority of the people think is the right way to do, or being popular or cool, right? Wearing certain clothes, listening to certain music, talking a certain way, hanging out with certain people, treating different people in different ways is a way to try and gain popularity. And one thing, if you choose to do this, that's your choice. But one thing about that is it's really bad training for life, because basically our school system is trying to teach you to become a worker. So, go work for an organization. Don't ask too many questions, just do what they say and try and fit in, because that's good for capitalism, because, if you train enough workers, the person at the top makes all the money and they never fit in, but everyone else is sort of fitting in. So, trying to be cool and just fit in isn't necessarily going to be great for your long-term future. And the other thing it creates is a weak sense of confidence, because if you say for years and years in high school and elementary school, you're always trying to fit in. When you get out of high school, you're going to have to make choices for yourself. And unless you want to stay in the exact same situation you were in when you were in high school, maybe get a safe job, stick around town, doing stuff like going on real adventures, moving to a new city by yourself. If you, say, for example, want to go backpacking through Africa and volunteering somewhere new, if you've been so trained to fit in and be around a lot of people for support all the time, it's going to be really scary to take risks when you're ready and out of high school. So, I'm not saying don't try and fit in at all if that's your thing and it's too far out of your comfort level. But remember, sometimes if there's situations where you really don't agree with something, take baby steps. Maybe speak up a little bit, or go against the grain, whatever that looks like for you. I know when I was growing up, I was quite against the grain, and I still am today in a lot of ways. And it's challenging sometimes. I don't fit in all the time, and I'm sort of the weird guy around. But that's just all I know at this point. So, yeah. The second thing I wanted to talk about is grades in school. So again, it's an old school system, and it's not necessarily directly relevant to how you're going to make money and how you're going to go about living your life once you're done, learning calculus, unless you're going to become a scientist, which is a very small percentage of the population. Calculus isn't going to help you, say, make money. It's not going to teach you how to invest. It's going to teach you different theories and stuff. And the other thing about the school system is it generally, it's getting better. The school system is improving, but generally it's one style of learning, sort of reading and writing and having someone lecture at you, is sort of the style that the school system teaches. And then I think there's like audio learners, visual learners, learners by doing, and like 100 different types, thousands of different types of learning. Everyone learns a little different. But in school, there's only basically one fit for one style. So if you're not getting, if you're not great at learning the way of the school system, it does not mean you're stupid at all. It just means you don't fit into what they are teaching and the way they want you to fit in. But you are in the school system. It's where we're born. If you're born in America, Canada, somewhere in Europe, and even most third world countries, it's all the same. It's just where we're at, and we're not going to change the world by September. So it's important to learn how to learn the style that the school teaches to improve your grades. Because, grades are not everything, and oftentimes in life, grades don't matter, It's people aren't asking to see your grades generally, but they might ask you to see a degree or your high school diploma for basic stuff. And it's just sort of like one of those, our society does value education, and even if it doesn't like actually help you with the job, sometimes just having that piece of paper will get you something you need. And even for myself, I have the argument, well, if someone wants a piece of paper to validate my skill set, I don't want to work with them. In an ideal world, that would be awesome, but we don't live in an ideal world. We live in what we have, and unless you're going to be like Steve Jobs or Mark Zuckerberg and drop out and have a ton of confidence and build your own thing, which maybe that is you, and that's awesome. You can hire me as your vice president, okay? But otherwise, getting through school and learning how to be part of that system is a valuable skill. But like I said, going back to the beginning, don't just try to fit in to be cool, because the coolest kids are the ones who don't try to be cool. They just are themselves, and people are like, you're sweet. And if you truly are authentically yourself, you'll have way too many friends long term, but short term it might be weird because, in high school, people are young and they don't have a lot of real confidence, and then, you'll pick on each other. I've picked on people, I've gotten picked on tons. It's just part of growing up, and it's part of human nature, so don't take it personally. If, say for example, if you get bullied a lot right now, don't take it that you're a loser or something's wrong with you. Just take it that you're in a society, in a system that encourages bullying, even though they say no, anti-bullying, because there's one type of learning, and a lot of kids just don't have the confidence to get through it, so it's easier to distract your mind by talking bad about someone else because you don't have to deal with your own thoughts. But the other side of bullying is if people are constantly picking on something about you, don't take what they're saying with a grain of salt, but reflect on that. Like, is this true? How can I improve it? Because you can't change who you are. You're born with what you got, and everyone's born at different levels. And the best thing you can do for this world, because everyone has a gift, is take what you've got and make it work for you. And that's part of what high school, part of what adulthood is about learning about yourself and like your special, unique talents. And I don't mean that in like a fake way. Like, you are here for a reason. There's 1 in 7 trillion chance of you even being born today. So you just being here, you've already won the lottery. And everyone has a reason that they were born in a super positive way to help the world. And take that seriously, to go and figure what that is. And part of that's just showing up to high school and doing the best you can. And my final piece of advice for this coming school year is to just create fun adventures for yourself. Try new things, make things fun. Something boring like calculus, find ways to make it fun. Whether it's making a new friend, laughing about stuff, bugging the teacher in a positive way, just doing different games, whatever that looks like for you. Because high school can be really boring if you don't make fun adventures. If you go skateboarding, create jumps, don't hurt yourself. Whatever that looks like to you, maybe post in the comment what's a cool adventure that you've done that you'd recommend others try, or share a fun story about that. Yeah, so that's my advice. I'm wishing you guys all the best for this upcoming high school year. And if you guys have any issues or want some more guidance, feel free to reach out. I run basically mentorship counseling programs for male high school youth, to help you have the best high school year you can possibly have, socially, grades wise, and just having fun, because that's really important in helping you get ready for after high school is done, because it only gets funner. So all the best, guys. See you later.